Students, can you hear me? Good afternoon, students. Today, we shall discuss one of the plays. It is a comedy. It is a restoration comedy entitled "The School for Scandal." Before I introduce the plot to you, let me tell you a few things about the drama. The English drama during the Elizabethan age was a phase with many categorized. It is categorized as the golden age of English drama. The glorious period had the the dramatists like Marlowe, Shakespeare, Ben Jonson, Webster, and the others. And during this period, the Puritans in the sense, the people, those who believe in the gospel of whatever it is written in the Bible, whatever it is written in the Bible, they believe, and they don't give any excuses to the entertainment. So the Puritans just came forward and they wanted to shut the theaters. And during that time, the outbreak of the Civil War in during 1642 also the reason for the shutdown of the theaters. The Puritans forced the theaters to close down to set the values. To set their values, they wanted to shut all their theaters. No dramas were there on the stage. There was no drama performed on the stage. All the theaters were shut down. So after many years, Charles too came forward and he restored the theatre with lots of changes that took place. The female characters were introduced, the music was introduced, because those days dramas or the plays played a very important role because there was a time when they did not have any access to internet or television or those things. Only drama. Dramas are performed on the stage. Many audience used to come and watch the drama. So it was set in a different way. The theatre was set in a different way where the people used to sit, the aristocrat people used to sit, rich people, poor people, all the people used to sit and enjoy the drama. So during that period, Sheridan has written this play, The School for Scandal. I like to tell you a few things about the play before I tell you the plot. The full title of the story is The School for Scandal. It was written in 1777 and written in London and published in the same year, 1777. And it is a comedy. And the setting of the play is in London, England. And the author Sheridan is the author of this play. He was born in Dublin, in Ireland, and he moved to England at the age of 8 and never returned back. He came from literary family. His mother was also a successful playwright and a novelist, while his grandfather had been a close friend of Jonathan Swift. No longer after leaving the boarding school, Sheridan moved with his family to Bath. There he fell in love with a girl, and in order to run his family, he started writing. And the first play of Sheridan was The Rivals, which was written in 1775. So later on, he wrote The School for Scandal, and it was also staged in 1777, and it was well accepted by the audience. So this is something background about the author, and let us move on to the play. It is into 5 acts. It's a comedy. Let me introduce all the characters. There are many characters in this play. Let me tell you one by one. Let me tell you one by one. There is a lady called Lady Sneerwell. She is the center character of the play. She, a sharp-tongued, hypocritic manner and gossip monger. She is the only lady in the play, along with the other people, who tries to gossip with the other people. Because in those days, talking about aristocrat family, fashionable family of London, they used to sit together in a particular place and they used to gossip unwanted things they used to discuss. So she's like that. Although she was, wait a minute, Lady Sneerwell is a rich widow. She's a widow. And another character is Peter Teasel, and he's an old man. And Sir Peter married much younger lady 7 months before the play starts. So he's he has married a girl from countryside and he has brought his wife to the town. So age difference, when we look into the age difference of Peter, Sir Peter Teasel and Lady Teasel. Lady Teasel is Sir Peter's wife. Lots of age difference. So when there is age difference, there is a misunderstanding. There is a fight in the family. The same thing happens here because Lady Teasel is a young lady, aged about 16 to 17 or 18, but he is aged about 45 to 50. But she wanted to adopt herself to the fashionable society of London. But whereas Peter Teasel thinks in a different way. So let us discuss about all the characters when I go into the plot in detail. Next character is Joseph Surface. Joseph Surface is one brother, and another brother is Charles Surface. These are two brothers. Joseph Surface is a selfish man, very greedy, very liar, who tries to roam with his friends, and who is a drunkard and who never loves to remain in the house. And next is Charles Surface. He is a good man. That's what the other people assume. And Surface's brother, he roams around the town and he doesn't do any illegal activities like the other brother. Next is Sir Oliver Surface. Sir Oliver Surface is the uncle of these two brothers, Joseph Surface and Charles Surface. Oliver Surface was there, he has left his town and he was there in Indies, East Indies for 17 years. So by staying in East Indies, he used to send money to Sir Peter, to take care of both the brothers. So Peter Teasel was the caretaker of these two brothers. So now he is going to return after 17 years, after 16 to 17 years, he is going to return from East Indies to London to meet both the brothers. Uncle of Joseph Surface and Charles Surface. Can you repeat the character names? Okay. Characters are, that's what I'm going to explain to you. Few more characters are there, and I'm going to explain to you later. And there is one more servant called Rowley, and he is the servant in Peter Teasel's house. He is the one who takes care of all the things and is a good advisor to them. And there is another character called Maria, and she is recently orphaned young woman, and Maria is the ward of Sir Peter and Lady Teasel. And she's a young lady because both the parents of her have died recently, and she's a young lady. And Peter Teasel used to take care of her, and all the responsibility of Maria's marriage lies on the shoulders of Peter Teasel. So these are the few important characters that figure out in the whole play entitled The School Post Scandal. I'll repeat again. Lady Teasel wife of Peter Teasel. Peter Teasel is a very old man. Lady Teasel is very young lady, and she is from countryside, and she has to adopt herself to the town. And Lady Sneerwell, and she's the lady, she's a gossip monger who always gossips about the other people. And she has got a servant called Snake, and he is the one who takes care of all the things. And there are two brothers, Joseph Surface and Charles Surface, and both the brothers are there in the town. And Joseph Surface is a rogue who roams around the town, who drinks with his friends, and it doesn't have any good name in the society. And Charles Surface has a good name. Charles Surface has a good name. And there is one more name called Rowley. That's what I told you, Rowley, and that is the servant of Peter, and who is a good advisor as well. And Oliver Surface is the uncle of two brothers, Joseph Surface and Charles Surface. These are the main important characters that come in this play. Did you get all the names, students? Shall we proceed with the plot? Shall we proceed with the plot? How does the play begin? The School for Scandal begins in the dressing room of Lady Sneerwell. So there is a dressing room. Lady Sneerwell is a widow. Remember, she's a widow and she's a gossip monger. A wealthy widow with a she has the intention of spreading rumors about the others. She tries to spread rumors about the others with all the people in the society. That's what happens in the aristocrat family. They sit together in the corridor, wherever they drink, they talk unwanted things about the others. She is the first lady to talk about the others. Lady Sneerwell has got a servant called Snake, and he is the one who writes letters for her and spreads false stories about the others in the town. They discuss a plot to stop Charles Surface, whom she loves. Charles Surface, you remember there are two brothers, Joseph Surface and Charles Surface. And Charles Surface is a young man, but she falls in love with this boy, whom she loves. For becoming engaged to her is Maria. That means Joseph Surface, and he wanted to get married to Maria. Who is Maria? A young lady, and the ward of Sir Peter Teasel. So he wanted to get married to Maria, but whereas Lady Teasel, she wants to stop that marriage. Lady Sneerwell is conspiring with Charles, the older brother Joseph, who has the reputation of goodness, but is really a selfish hypocrite and liar who wants to marry Maria for her money. Charles is a good man, that's what we were told, but he also wants to get married to Maria because of her money, because of the property, because Maria's parents have left so much of property behind her, and he wanted to grab that one, and that's what he wanted to marry her. There is a conflict here. Both the brothers, Joseph Surface and Charles Surface, both of them, they want to get married to Maria. But whereas Charles Surface, here remember, Lady Sneerwell is in love with him. And let us see what happens further. Snake, that's what Snake is, the worker or the caretaker of, not the caretaker, he's the man who works with the Sneerwell. She tries to spread the rumor about unwanted things about Charles in the old town. But Maria, she desperately wanted to get married to Charles. But Nearwell, she wanted to break that marriage. Why? She wants to possess Charles as her husband. So the next scene introduces to Sir Peter Teasel. He is a very confident man, and he has got a good servant called Rowley, and he is a good advisor to him as well. Sir Peter lived all his life as a bachelor. Remember, he doesn't want to get married, but 7 months before beginning of this play, a much younger woman, he and the younger woman he got married. Her name is Teasel, Lady Teasel, and Lady Teasel always fights with Peter Teasel. Peter Teasel is sure that he has to blame the wife because she is very young. She has to adopt to the society, and she has to understand what is going on in the society as well because she is coming from the village background. She has to adopt herself. For that, she needs to spend money. But when she needs to spend money, but Peter Teasel always fights. That's what happens with the age difference, husband and wife. There will not be good understanding as well. So here, that's what happens. That's what happens with Peter Teasel and Lady Teasel. Not Peter Teasel. Yeah, Peter Teasel and Lady Teasel. Both of them, they clash with each other. There is no good understanding. He complains to the bad influence that Lady Teasel has no manners. Husband always gets annoyed with her and she tells Lady Teasel that you don't have manners, you are a village rock, country, you are from countryside. So you don't have that capacity to adjust with the society. And the responsibility of Maria's marriage, as I told you before, lies on the shoulder of Sir Peter. Sir Peter discusses a lots of things with his servant Rowley. There is a debate which goes on who is a good man. But whereas this Peter Peter Teasel has a soft corner with one of the brothers. He wanted to get married, Maria married to Joseph. But whereas there is a fight as well with the wife and the husband, Peter Teasel and Lady Teasel, about his marriage as well. But later it was sorted out. Surface also, the Joseph surface, also some kind of soft corner he has with Maria because he doesn't have any intention of robbing money like the other brother. But he wanted to get married to her. But here the responsibility because Maria cannot take her decision alone. She has to obey by the advice of the uncle who is taking care of her. This is where the first act ends there. This is where the first act ends there. And before the first act ends, and we were given the information that Surface, the uncle, who is going to return from England, from the other country, that is East Indies, after 17 years. He is a good friend of, he is a good friend of Peter Teasel. He is a good friend of Peter Teasel. They were good friends. That's Oliver Surface. So he's returning, and remember, he is the uncle of both the brothers. Peter, who are the brothers? Can anyone tell me who are the brothers? Joseph Surface and Charles Surface. They were the two brothers, and he is the uncle. He is returning after 16 years or 17 years from East Indies. So they discuss lots of things about the two brothers. Let us see how when they go to Lady Sneerwell's place. Sometimes Maria goes to Lady Sneerwell's place, and she tries to gossip about the others. Remember, only only one character in the whole play who doesn't like to gossip is Maria. When Lady Sneerwell tries to gossip about two brothers or the other people, and she tries to get up from that place and walks out, and she walks out of that particular place. So, meanwhile, uh, Surface comes there. Charles Surface comes there. Surface comes from East Indies and is welcome to Peter Teasel's house because he hasn't met both the brothers. Both the brothers are Joseph Surface and Charles Surface. He hasn't met them and he wanted to meet his friend first. So he comes there to his friend's house and Peter Teasel feels that Surface would scold me because I have married a younger lady, but he doesn't take it very seriously. They sit together and have snacks and they discuss various things. When they discuss about the two brothers, they also discuss about Maria. And lots of things were told about two brothers to Oliver Surface. Surface doesn't believe. He wanted to test two of them. He wanted to test two of them and wanted to get into that place because two brothers they did not see Surface for many years. Oliver Surface they did not see him for many years. They might have forgotten his identity. So he wanted to test both the brothers. So he goes to the first brother's place as a money lender. Who is the first brother? Joseph Surface. Is a rogue who drinks with the others. That's what he decides. He wanted to test both the brothers. He goes there as a money lender. And next is he wanted to go to the other brother's place, there's Charles Surface place, as a charity uh, ask seeker. That means like a beggar. So he goes to one of the brothers' house as a money lender and to the other place, to other brother's place as a beggar who seeks charity. When he just goes there, he asks, I'm a money lender, do you need any money? When he meets Joseph Surface, there he was drinking there. Charles Surface, he was drinking there and along with the friends, and he tells, I need money. How are you going to return? There is an uncle of mine who stays in East Indies named Oliver Surface, and he would return very soon. And definitely, I'm going to get all the properties after his death. Definitely, I'm going to return back to your money. So he feels somewhat awkward there. And apart from the property, what are you going to give? As the surety tells, I'm going to give the photographs, I'm going to give something from the house. And Oliver Surface gets really disappointed and he walks out of that particular place to Peter Teasel's house. There they stay there for 1 hour, 2 hours. Again, he wanted to test the other brother, Joseph. And he goes there as a charity seeker and he just asks, can you please help me out because I am in a bad situation. He says, I don't have money. I'm waiting for my uncle who is going to come from East Indies and after his death I'm going to get the property and I'm going to give to you if you come back. He's really disappointed. He's really disappointed and he doesn't want to face both the brothers. He comes back to Sir Peter Teasel's house. So he is a worried man now because all these years he has sent money to Peter Tazel to take care of the two brothers. After 16 years, both the brothers whom he took care of them disappointed him. So they come there, they sit in a particular place in Peter Tazel's house, they discuss various things. Let us see what happens further. We also in the story we also learn that there is a connection between Joseph Surface and Lady Teasel, and lots of fight goes on in the house of Peter Teasel and the Charles Peter Teasel and Lady Teasel, and because of this misunderstanding, and they wanted to clarify all the things because she's a young lady, she's infatuated to that young man, and even he might have fallen in love in order to pass his time. Let us see. In the next scene, Lady Teasel arrives late for the date with Joseph at his house. She complains about her fight with Sir Peter, but is still unsure whether she wants to commit adultery with Joseph. She doesn't want to do anything, but she's confused. So Peter arrives and terrified of being discovered. Lady Teasel hides behind a screen in Joseph's room, and Sir Peter makes his way up the stairs. Sir Peter confines in Joseph that is worried his wife is having affair with Charles. So he's got screen scene there where Joseph hides there, and when he discovers that his wife is with Joseph, Peter Teasel just tells Joseph, I don't have any doubt with you, but I have a doubt with your brother. That's what I assume that my wife is having affair with your brother, and they wanted to clarify each and everything what is happening there in the scene, and what is happening in the family because there is no understanding between husband and wife because he is an old man, he was a bachelor throughout his life. Now he got married to a younger lady, and she might have a different perspective about life. She wanted to roam with. That's what all the young lady in that particular generation will think. Who can roam with the older husband? And that's what she wanted to roam, but she feels guilty about herself, and she confesses to her husband that I have done mistake. Please forgive me. So later the scene shifts to Lady Sneerwell's house, and Lady Sneerwell, and she wanted to manipulate so many things, and she wanted to just stop the marriage of Charles and Maria, and she tells that she is in love with her, and she is in love with him, and he is in love with her, and they wanted to tell the society that these are the area, these are the place where we have roamed around, and I have roamed with Charles, and he has also roamed with me, and this marriage should not take place. So she is a gossip now because that happens really. But whereas in case of Joseph, Joseph is a good man, and even she hasn't spared Joseph. Joseph is also told so many things about, she has also told so many things about Joseph, bad things about Joseph. That's what they wanted to interrogate. That's what they wanted to find out whether he's a good man. Finally, everyone arrived in Maria's house at the end of this particular scene. Their play exposes to the concealed element of the character's nature. Everyone's nature is revealed at the end of the play. At end of the play, because Surface Oliver Surface wanted to because he doesn't want to come back to London. He wants here because he's getting old now, no, because he doesn't have any wife, any children, and he has the intention that his brother's sons, that is Charles Surface and Joseph Surface, one of them will take care of me so that I can pass over all my properties to them. But when he just goes there in order to test, what happens? They did not respect him. I'm waiting for my uncle's death. After uncle's death, I will get all my property so that I can return to you if you give the money. That's what he was really disappointed. Let's move back to the story again. There, the play's center characters, that is Surface Brothers, Joseph Surface and Charles Surface, Oliver Surface, Teasel, Peter Teasel, Lady Teasel, Sneerwell, and Maria, all of them gather in that one particular place to discuss so many things. They come to the conclusion that Maria would be married to Joseph because Maria also likes Joseph and Joseph also likes Maria. And finally, the marriage takes place, and it is proven that Joseph will take care of Joseph will take care of Charles sorry, Oliver Surface, and Oliver Surface is going to hand over all the properties to him. I'm going to read a few lines here. Sir Peter, Lady Teasel, Rowley, and Maria arrive, and the Teasels arrive to the Surface brother that the man they are throwing out of the house and Uncle Oliver as well. That's what it become. Joseph tries to make excuses of his behavior, but Charles only apologizes for having disrespect to the uncle. So when they meet, for the first time they're meeting because they have forgotten what happened when Oliver Surface came there as a money lender or the charity seeker, and they did not respect it. But now, only Charles really asks sorry. So Oliver tells Charles he forgives him everything and Joseph that he sees through his hypocrisy. Lady Teasel suggests that Charles may also be interested in gaining Maria's forgiveness, but Maria says that she knows he is already engaged to another. Charles is dumbstruck there. Lady Sneerwell emerges from the hiding to claim Charles engaged to her. And there is still a misunderstanding there. Yeah, Charles is engaged to me. But paid double to reveal the truth to Rowley. Rowley, who comes there, who is the worker in Peter Steele's house, and who comes forward and he clarifies all the doubts. All the doubt there, and finally, Lady Sneerwell storms from the room in frustration and follows Joseph. So they go away. The play ends with Maria's engagement with another brother, Surface, and Uncle declares that he will be the sole take care of the property. So here we see throughout the play we see lots of characters, so many characters that come and which exposes to us the fashionable society. Because when we remember so many things, when we read so many plays of Shakespeare, William Russell poems also, when we read the stories of Marlowe, Ben Jonson, why we need to read? When we read those stories, we come to know what kind of society that was existing in those days. That's what we see in uh, Christopher Marlowe's play, Dr. Foster. That's what Sir was teaching. And another contemporary tales. When all the characters were introduced to you people, what do we learn? We learn what kind of person he is, what kind of person the parson is, what kind of person the summoner is, what kind of person the miller is, and what kind of person that Nun the prioress is. We come to know what kind of society that was existing. When we talk about, I would like to connect the society with that particular character in Contemporary Tales, Nanda Prioress. When we talk about her, she is an ecclesiastical character. Ecclesiastical character, the character which belongs to the church. And according to the Christian law, none should not possess any gold, but she has got the golden rosary. And she is supposed to be within the house, but she loves to come out and loves to feed the dog with rich food. The society was there, but that is opposite of that's what she is leaving. The life which she is leading is opposite of the Christian rules and regulations. The society during the Restoration period, lots of rich people. There were different classes. Middle class people were there, rich class people were there, aristocrat people were there, shepherds were there, but the society was like that. That's what we see in this the school for scandal throughout the play, how each characters play their part well. So let us understand few things before I conclude. The famous scene in the play is the famous scene is a screen scene. Several characters' nature is revealed to us. That's what both the characters, Lady Sneerwell, Joseph's episode. They eye there, behind the curtain, and when Sir Peter comes there, and all the identities are revealed to them. So it is one of the important scenes which maybe questions may be asked on this particular scene. And next, let me move on to few important things that is about the characters. The School for Scandal is not a very serious play because it's not a very serious play. However, it does not drive its moral home several punishing wicked hypocrites once it's exposed to them. So when we see the characters are exposed to us, but it's not the actions are not very serious here. But we see what kind of man or what kind of woman she is, Sneerwell is. When we closely look at when we closely analyze each and every character, we come to know why why Surface, the senior Surface who comes from East Indies, has to send money to his brother's sons. That clearly tells us what kind of person he is. When we look into Peter Teasel, there is no understanding between Peter Teasel and Lady Teasel, but still the life should move on. She demands lots of money. That's where the fight takes place. One day she wanted to spend a lot of money. She wanted to spend a lot of money, roam around the town by just shopping, but the fight takes place there. And he tells her that you spend a lot of money, you don't have the manners, you are from a village, how can I just give money to you to spend? And there is a clash of the age. There is a clear misunderstanding there. And when we closely look into character of Sneerwell, she is the only lady in the whole story who tries to blame others. There are lots of mistakes in her, but she doesn't accept what is there in her life. Along with a servant Stake, she tries to spread the gossip with the society. They sit together, they talk unwanted things. And even though she is a widow, she wanted to get married to Charles. She asked God, she has got lots of properties in their name, but for the sake of the society, because a widow cannot remain widow forever. That's what her concept is. She wanted to enjoy the worldly pleasure. She wanted to roam around with the boy. And that's the only reason why she wanted to be a very young lady, pretend to be a very young lady, and she wanted to get married to Charles. Let's move on to the another aspect. When we closely look at Maria, she is very, very innocent. She is very, very innocent girl. She doesn't know what kind of society that is existing along with her. And she naturally, as a young lady, she also falls in love with one of the surface brothers. One of the surface brothers. But voila, she's the only character, as I told you. She doesn't. She's the only character who doesn't like to gossip, who doesn't like to hear the gossip of the others. That's what when Lady Sneerwell gossips about the other people, she gets out of the place and walks out. And she doesn't ill-treat a caretaker, Peter Faisal. Whatever he tells, she obeys. That's what the conversation when after surface, after surface who comes from East Indies to Peter's house, when they discuss, she doesn't say any word to them. And she tells, yes, I can do. I can follow whatever you do, whatever you say to me. And I always do according to your wish. And even because there is clear understanding between Maria and Peter Teasel and Oliver Surface. So with that intention only, they gather in Surface Brothers' house to decide. So she is an innocent lady. So to analyze each and every character. So what are the probable questions that may be asked in the examination? What are the things you need to concentrate on? You need to concentrate on two aspects. One is character analysis. Sneerwell's character, please remember Sneerwell's character, and Maria and Lady Sneerwell comparative study. And what kind of lady she is and what kind of lady that girl is. She is very young, but she is old. In thinking, when we come to the thinking way, and she thinks in different way, and she thinks in different way. This is how you need to concentrate. And another thing is, you need to concentrate on how the School for Scandal is a comedy. Lots of comic scenes that are there, screen scene, and when they come to Surface Brothers house, when they discuss various things, there are lots of comic scenes that happen, because I'm not able to discuss here because it will go on for 3 to 4 hours. When you just read through, because everything is given in the book, in your course book, hardcore book, it is given. Just go through each and everything, and please concentrate on what kind of society that was prevailed in the School for Scandal. So, what kind of society? Each and every character you need to analyze, and you should write down and each and everything. And in your book, everything is given. Joseph Surface character is given, and Lady Steerworth's character is given. Other characters, minor characters are there. You need to concentrate on. So, and another thing where you need to concentrate is and what is the difference? What is the difference that you find between Charles Surface and Joseph Surface? And how are they contradictory? How are they? What kind of man he is and what kind of man he is? According to the society, Joseph is a good man. That's what the other people say. He's a good man. But Charles is a rogue who always roams with the other people, roams with the other girls. It is told to us. Even when the senior surface comes there to find out the truth, he also finds it because he's found with the friends drinking. And he tells, I'm waiting for my brother's death, my uncle's death. After my uncle's death, I'll get the property and I will return it to you. And and another thing where you need to concentrate is what are the comedy of manners that you find? The comedy of manners is nothing but lots of comedy is found there. Lady, in comedy is found with sneer, lady sneer. In the opening scene itself, we can see the scene opens in the dressing table of Lady Sneerwell, where we can see lots of comic scenes that take place. How she tries to gossip with the other people and how she tries to move around the society. Because even if the people don't try to listen to her, and she will bring them to her house and make them to sit, and she wanted to tell about the others. That's called the school for scandal. And I would like to discuss few another important item where you need to concentrate is about what how the relationship of Lady Teasel and Peter Teasel is. And you need to analyze both the characters from the family perspective, from Lady Teasel's understanding perspective, and you should write some analysis. Then only you'll be able to get a good answer. From the family background only, you just think of whether they had a good understanding, how old the man is, how old she is, why she wanted to roam in the town, why she wanted to spend lots of money, why she wants to spend lots of money. And you should think from this perspective. Then only you will be able to get a clear idea how the family runs, why the quarrel takes place. So we have got two characters in different manner because he's an old man who is old-fashioned way of thinking. It doesn't come down to the level of Lady Teasel to think from her perspective. So these are the areas where you need to understand. And the scene screen which I talked to you about, pay attention to that. That is one of the important scenes there. That is the scene where the characters, all the characters' attitude and the real identity of all the characters are revealed to us. Lady Teasel as well. Because the story revolves around only with all these four to five characters. Lady Sneerwell, Lady Teasel, Peter Surface, sorry, Peter Teasel, Joseph Surface, Charles Surface, and Oliver Surface, and Rowley. Rowley is one of the important characters there. He is the man who tries to advise Sir Peter in taking the right decision of Maria's marriage with Charles. So he's a good advisor because he acts as a bridge between both the brothers and as well as Peter along with Maria. Because he has been there in the house for many years. He has seen both the brothers. He has seen both the brothers and what kind of attitude they have, whether they have a good name in the society. Because Peter is an old man who doesn't want to go out to interrogate or investigate what kind of brothers they are. Raoul is a man who tells each and everything, even when senior surface, the uncle comes from East Indies. East Indies, he is the only man, he is the only person, Rowley is the person who tells each and everything without omitting the minute details to senior surface who comes from East Indies. So through Rowley, he understands the characters of both the brothers because he should be appreciated in a different way. But both the brothers took everything for granted. He he has taken both of the brothers have taken it for granted because Oliver Surface, the man who was staying there in East Indies for 16 years, for 16 years he used to send money to Sir Peter, and Peter used to take care of both the brothers. But when he comes from East Indies, what is the respect given to him? And he wanted to check what kind of brothers they are, whether they are good, whether they are bad, whether they have a good name in the society. But what happened at the end is disrespect. And finally, he has to go to one of the brothers because when he gets old, nobody will be there to take care of him. Even Peter is getting old, older than Surface, and he has to take care of. That's what he is taking care of Maria, and thinking that one of the brothers will take care of. So the story ends with the marriage of Maria with Charles, and Charles is declared as the successor of Oliver Surface. So analyze the story in different angle, go through all the characters, study all the characters in detail, just go through the title of the play, title of the story, and give importance to Lady Steerwell as well, the relationship of Sir Peter and Lady Teasel, and another episode of Maria and Charles, and give importance to there. There are three plots there. One is the story of Lady Sneerwell, and another story is the story of Peter and his wife Lady Teasel, and one more story attached to his Surface Brothers. So all the three stories are brought together as a comedy because all the characters are interlinked. Lady Sneerwell is interlinked with Surface Brothers, and Surface Brothers are interlinked with Peter, uh, Sir Peter, and one of the brothers is just closely associated with Peter's wife, Lady Teasel. And another bridge, that is Senior Surface, because he is the one who gives all the stuff to the brothers. So remember, and all these characters, and you can study um, just looking into your this one study material which is given to you. That is enough. Any questions you have, please, students, ask me. Do you have any questions? You can send to me. Yeah, paper 2, block 4. So it is a restoration comedy. Soon after the theatre was restored, the first comedy, restoration comedy is The Way of the World. The sir would be dealing with, and next is The School for Scandal. So lots of plays were staged before after the restoration. Lots of changes that took place in drama. Female characters were introduced. Music was there. In those days before the restoration, no females were allowed to play uh, their part. But still, after the restoration, it was allowed. So lots of popularity dramas gained after restoration. Students, do you have anything to ask us? Otherwise, we'll wind it up, and tomorrow we are going to discuss one more topic. Thank you, students.